Dear friends, I hope you are all well and fine. It's April 13th, and I would like to put you in some update. First of all, I would like to wish Happy Easter for everybody, for all those who celebrate it. May it be an Easter of peace and happiness for you and your beloved ones, and for all this world to rediscover again peace, health, and happiness. In Palestine, the situation continues with a small increase in cases. We arrived to 310 infected cases, including eastern part of Jerusalem, an eruption in Silwan area, and 58 recoveries among these, and 2 deaths. So hopefully Bethlehem is recovering and stable. Other cities cases erupt mostly due to workers coming back from the Israeli side, but it's still under control, alhamdulillah. And people are observing self and home quarantine for most of the cases. None of the cases until now are in dangerous situation, and none is needy of ventilators or respiratory devices. Israeli policies continue, unfortunately. There has been a lot of discussion about annexing parts of the West Bank and retaining the money of taxes from the Palestinians because, as some of you know, the Israelis take the taxes, importation, exportation, what crosses the borders and so on, and they keep that. So depending on blackmailing policies sometime, depending on agreements, they give parts of the money owned to the Palestinian Authority to the Palestinian Authority. A great deal was retained for families of martyrs or Palestinian political prisoners. But it has been going on since many years now, and still a lot of friction around this issue. Now the Palestinian Authority is in extreme need of these money, so it is probably time to be given what they owe us. Until now, it's under negotiations. I would like to put some positive notes that has been happening also, dealing with Corona and dealing with now Bethlehem has been about 40 days closed and so on. So a lot of frustration, a lot of tension, a lot of pressure on families, children, people. And other areas are also entering their third week or fourth week of siege or quarantine. So it has been a huge pressure on a lot of people. Among the initiatives I talked about in the last video as well was people putting vegetables, fruits, and so on, or even chicken and so on for self-service if there are needy families. One of the beautiful initiatives in Aida camp was one of the shop's owners, Aida, has burned all the debts that the people in Aida camp owed him, which was about 78,000 shekels, which is about $22,000. And that really gave a huge relief and a great example to follow for other commerciants. Some people have been able to contribute to other shops to pay debts for people they know or don't know, just choose by chance who is to cover for their debts. We have been in contact with Palestinian pharmaceutical companies, and we really appreciate the efforts from Beit Jala Pharmaceuticals, Birzeit Pharmaceuticals, and Al-Quds Pharmaceuticals, and others who have been contributing medical help as well. As some of the pharmacies like university pharmacy, صيدلية الجامعة, and others who have been reducing the prices and just the basic price for some of the medicine that has been needed. Still, there is a lot of cases that need insulins and other medication that is not delivered through UN services or Palestinian Authority services, and some of them are really expensive for families to be able to buy. Many initiatives have been also delivering some food packages and so on, among which some of our supporters have been sending donations or packages that has been delivered in Aida camp and elsewhere. So we are very grateful for all the support that you have been contributing, even friends in France, in Italy, in the United States, in the UK, and other places, Switzerland, and so on. So we're very grateful for all of the support, which have also put us on another track that probably I shared with some of you in the past, the Solidarity Restaurant that we established in Alrowwad, which we hope to make function during this period and during Ramadan, to cook meals and distribute to families, those who are in need, those who have a lot of children or people with disability, and those who are really in need, and whoever they are, and so on, in Aida camp and neighborhood. So this is an initiative that we will start putting all our efforts in during this period from here to Ramadan and so on, and during Ramadan, inshallah, cooking meals for families, and depending on our financial possibilities and donations and people contributions, it could be the number can expand or shrink a little bit, but we hope that we will be able to meet the needs. It shouldn't probably be always meat or chicken or whatever. We have a lot of dishes that do not need meat and chicken, but hopefully this would be a way to contribute to needy families and to the community during also Ramadan and so on, respecting the signs of hygiene and health and distance between people who will participate. We hope that some of the families who used to cook for us when we had delegations and with the guest house now is not functioning, and nothing is functioning. All the building is closed, of course, with the training center and the guest house. So this would be a place which is possible to have people come, take their meal, and leave on separate intervals, so that we will not be contributing to the diffusion of the disease. This is an initiative that will need a lot, and so we are hopeful that local contributors and our international friends who have been very generous to continue their partnership with us to help our people keep their dignity and pass this crisis in a way that is positive and not humiliating. I know that all over the world, the crisis has been hard, economically and politically and socially, and this social distancing is horrible for a lot of families who are not used to be separated and not used to have elders separated from their children or grandchildren and so on. So we feel this hopelessness sometimes, but again, this is for the health and the good of everybody, that we protect ourselves and protect each one. It is times when we feel we are equal, that everybody, wherever they are, whoever they are, whatever rank or position they have, we are all on equal grounds and required to do the same and respect each other and help each other and protect each other. So sometimes within this bad situation, there is this goodness of self awareness how sometimes we are so little in front of such small challenges, and how we can be united and feel with each other in such times of a crisis and some times of challenge like this. It is an invisible enemy, a small enemy, a micro enemy, yet it have stopped and paralyzed the biggest and richest countries and the most powerful countries in the world, and ridiculed all these leaders who did not care about the individuals, and make us aware that finally what counts is the human being. What counts is every single one of us, every single one of you, and that all the money of the world will not help in front of such invisible enemy. So hopefully we will be more modest for the future. Despite the challenges of the Israeli illegal occupation and the attacks of these illegal settlers all over the West Bank, and going and vandalizing cemeteries and cutting trees and poisoning the lands and animals and so on, despite this complete closure and control on our life, we are doing well despite everything. And people have been really amazing in trying most of the time to respect the precautions and so on. The workers, most of them has been able to put themselves in home quarantine and so on, and there was some cases who were infected and isolated themselves or have been isolated within the system of the Palestinian Authority. But little by little we recover, and I don't know how long it will take, but we try to do the best to make it easy for people, to provide possibilities. As Alrowwad, we have been continuing our work within the relief and emergency response team in Aida camp, and in coordination with the governorate emergency team, and with the popular committee in the camp and other institution in Aida camp, trying to respond to the needs of the community with basic needs: food, hygiene, tools and materials, health issues, medicine, and so on. And fortunately, we have been able to provide until now for almost everybody. Challenges are coming, of course, like everywhere in the world, and with the shortage of resources and all these workers who are not work, or these freelancers who are not working, the challenges become more difficult with people staying at home. But yet it's something that we share all together, and we will pass this one way or the other. Our activities have been some going online. So in terms of the arts with Zoom and so on, even dance shows, and for the show that we were preparing to tour in Europe this summer, and the shows that have been to tour also in Turkey on the 17th, 18th of April, this month, in fact. Of course, everything has been canceled for the moment, as nobody knows when this epidemic or pandemic would stop and end, and people can circulate freely. So I guess it was a decision to cancel all of these activities within the summer. Even we had a partnership work with a group in France in August, and they also decided to cancel their coming to Palestine and this joint artistic creation together. So our guest house is closed, as you know, and all the reservations in March, April, May, and even June has been canceled. That was a huge loss, and this is the case for all also tourism activities within Palestine. It has been hit hardly. Initiatives to provide for other things are really very, very limited. That's why I guess we focused on online activities on one side with our beneficiaries and community. And on the other side, we try to provide a positive way of helping our community. The hospice kind of or solidarity restaurant will be able to help some of the families, if not most. And I guess people participation within this, some of the families who will be cooking as well as volunteers or uh, with some financial help or whatever possible, will be able to provide for these families, especially with times when even buying the gas or for cooking or whatever might be an impossibility because of the financial burden that it causes. So hopefully this would be able to be a positive thing, at least during Ramadan, which unify us together. And doing dances or rehearsals online via Zoom or WhatsApp is a way to follow up and to train. But of course, we hope that soon we will be able to get together and do our face-to-face rehearsals and work together. The media team is doing an amazing job trying to cover possibilities. Some of our partners try to do blogs and update the news of what is going on in Bethlehem and around. So at the end of the day, we do our part, and hopefully we can be able to respond to everybody's needs, even though it might be impossible. But as you know, miracles will not happen alone, so we need to provoke them to happen. And again, I would like to extend my deepest congratulations to everybody for the Easter, and hopefully it would be a resurrection of the human spirit facing the arrogance of politicians and countries that do not care about human beings, and that you are the treasure that deserve to be protected, and the nature which has been abused hugely by us found a time to breathe. So hopefully we would be more respectful for the future. Be well, my friends. Best wishes for all of you, and stay at home for the moment. Take care of yourselves, protect yourselves, and protect others, and bless you all. Thank you.